What's up, everybody? I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that I am going to be teaching a facial reading course on July 27th from 1 to 3 p.m., which is a Saturday. It's going to be at Rise Yoga, which is one of the places where I teach Tai Chi. This course is going to be a good one. So for those of you who don't know, I use facial reading at the central cogwheel of my system. I have facial reading at the center, which is how I interface with my clients first. And then from there, I have dietary and food dynamics. I have meditation practices, movement discipline, and then sensory therapeutics, which has feng shui and the effect of our external environment on our psyche. But like I said, at the central cogwheel of my system is facial reading. It's how I plug into my clients, if you will. Once I look at their facial features and I have an understanding for their personality structure, I sort of custom tailor their protocol to them based off their face. So when we look at facial reading, the thing I always like to say to people is don't think of this as fortune telling. This isn't me being Nostradamus of your life and telling you that you're going to start a foundation, or me being psychic or anything like that. Think of this as a foundational tool to navigate life better and to understand yourself a lot better. And the key point I always like to point out to people is that we all facial read, all of us. All of us have intuitive feelings when we see somebody's face. And we can look at this in a few different ways. If we look at, say, UFC fighters or Navy SEALs, they typically have a look. They usually have a specific bone structure. We can sort of identify fighters. Or if we see a picture of a serial killer, often many of us say that person looks crazy. Now, why? Right, that's the question. Why are we able to identify those traits intuitively? There is a reason. We all instinctively do it. That person looks friendly. That person looks like a jackass. That person looks mean. We have these intuitive hits about these things, and the Chinese were very good at this. They're very good at subtlety. That's the beautiful piece about Chinese medicine, that they are profoundly good at noticing the subtleties of life and those nuances within the human experience. So facial reading, if you can get behind this idea, this is why we want to use it. We see this in Western medicine too. If a person has yellow all over their face, we know they have jaundice, and that points to a liver disharmony. People that are on dialysis, when their kidneys are going out, they get really dark under the eyes. So we start to see these signs on the face in the extremes, and even Western medicine will notice it in the extremes. That's what Western medicine is good at, extremes, right? If we break a bone, if we're internally bleeding, they're great at that. But they're not great at subtlety, and they're not great at prevention. So Eastern medicine focuses on this, and facial reading is one of the ways that we can look at a bunch of different things on a person, okay? We can look at our health, our innate or latent abilities, and we can also look at our interpersonal relationships. And what I mean by that is certain facial features will predispose us to personality traits that will make us excel or maybe stagnate in relationships. And that can be in work, that can be romantically, that can be in political or business affiliations. There's lots of different ways to look at it. But this course, when we look at it, is going to have a few different things. We're going to talk about the foundational theory, how it works, why it works, how it relates to Chinese medicine. So there's some basic theory there. And then we will get into what we call the 3 layers of the face, which are Jing, Qi, and Shen. You guys may have heard me talk about this, but what that translates in Chinese as the essence of a person, the energy of a person, and the spirit of a person. So these qualities, these 3 treasures, these 3 vital aspects of a human being can be ascertained by looking at the face. So that's part of the course. We will talk about that, those 3 layers, and how to identify those in yourself and others. And then we'll also talk about basic 5-element associations. So the natural rhythms we see in nature, so fire, earth, metal, water, and wood, these relate to emotional patterns and organs, specific organs in the body. So all of that can be ascertained again by looking at the face. So when we go through this course, we'll talk about how to look at these things on your face in particular, so you can know thyself better, really important to life and to living and experience. And then in addition to that, we can use these skills, these very basic and foundational skills, excuse me. We can also use these when we are looking at other people. So this is where it bridges outside of just knowing thyself better. If you can have these basic skills, like I said, we all facial read people all the time. We all do it. But if you are able to hone in and refine that skill even a little bit, that means anywhere you go in life, if you are a plumber, if you own a business and you're working with employees, navigating family members, hell, if you're in law enforcement. Actually, if you're in law enforcement, facial reading is incredibly useful because it can actually save you in a lot of ways. You can start to identify what would be like aggressive features on a person's face. So in any case, the point is, from any walk of life, wherever you're coming from, facial reading is a way to really up your game in terms of how to navigate life. So the whole point of this course, know thyself, know others, know your health, the state of your organs, know your innate abilities, things you may be sitting on that you don't know, golden ticket you can be cashing in, and then how to navigate your own personality in relation to interpersonal relationships. And like I said, that can be work, that can be family, that can be friends, but that's what this course will sort of encompass in a nutshell. So I hope to see you guys there. Again, Saturday, July 27th at Rise Yoga from 1 to 3 p.m. I will leave a link below, so if you guys want to register, please feel free to, and I really hope to see you there. Thanks a bunch.